Okay, so you're here, you want to get right to the heart of it all, right?
Yeah.
No fluff.
Exactly.
You want the insights that you can actually use without having to wade through a ton of content.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be in the know, and you want to be in the know like now.
That's it.
That's what this is all about. That's the deep dive.
The deep dive.
And today we are going deep on something that could really make a difference in how your freelance career shapes up in 2025.
Yeah, we've been digging into this Forbes piece by Rachel Wells, and it highlights 3 skills that honestly often get overlooked.
Yeah.
But they are super important for anyone looking to boost their freelance income.
Absolutely.
And actually forget about, all the tech buzzwords for a sec.
Yeah.
Because while those technical skills are important, in a lot of fields, Wells really makes this argument that these non-technical abilities, these are the real secret weapons for freelancers who aren't just looking to get by, but to truly excel and earn top dollar.
Yeah, totally. And I think a lot of people sleep on this stuff.
For sure.
And it is important, and she makes a really good case for it in this article.
Yeah, totally agree.
So our mission today is simple.
Yeah.
We are going to break down these 3 skills.
Yep.
We're going to understand what they are, and most importantly, you're going to figure out why mastering these skills can be an absolute game changer for anyone who is, out there freelancing. Dealing with all the competition that comes with that.
For sure.
And aiming for, like the high income bracket.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just scraping by, but doing really well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's dive into the first one.
Okay.
Persuasive communication.
Right.
And the first thing that might come to mind, is, well, if my work is top-notch, it's going to speak for itself.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of really talented freelancers trip up.
Yeah.
This Wells's article really digs into this idea.
Okay.
There are so many incredible offerings out there.
They just don't gain any traction.
Yeah.
And it's because the people behind them haven't really mastered how to communicate their value in a way that's effective.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And think about it like this.
Okay.
Even the most groundbreaking invention needs someone to explain it in a way that gets people excited.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
you need to get the word out there, even if it's amazing.
Exactly.
You've got to be able to sell it.
For sure.
So, you could have the most amazing revolutionary service,
Yeah.
But if you can't explain it in a clear way, if you can't say what the benefits are, why the client should choose you,
exactly,
you're leaving money on the table.
100%. Yeah.
So persuasive communication at its core is really all about your ability to sell your ideas, to sell your solutions, and to do it in a way that resonates with people and ultimately leads to, profitable outcomes.
Because as a freelancer, your expertise, that's your product.
It is.
Right. Being able to communicate that worth, that's everything.
And, a quick tip on this front is to always really frame your communication around the client's specific needs and the problems they're facing.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what I mean?
That's smart.
You got to tailor it to them.
Yeah, you got to speak their language.
Exactly.
Make it about them.
That's it.
Not just about what you're offering.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just about delivering a sales pitch. Right.
No.
So the article highlights some really practical applications of this.
Okay.
Like confidently closing high-value deals.
Right.
Yeah. So you need to be able to lay out your value proposition in a way that justifies that investment from the client.
For sure. And it plays directly into, your negotiation power as well when you are discussing your rates and your pricing.
Right.
If you can persuasively show the return on investment that a client will get by working with you, you are in a much stronger position to command those premium fees.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's such a good point.
You got to show them what they are going to get.
Yeah.
Make that money back.
And then there's your online presence.
Yeah.
Right? So like writing website copy, writing social media content that actually leads into paying clients.
Right.
That's a direct result of having good, persuasive communication skills.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you have to know how to write.
You got to know how to write.
To get people to do what you want them to do.
Yeah. And even think about this when you are consistently communicating your expertise and your authority persuasively across different platforms.
Yeah.
You start to build this reputation as leader in your niche.
Okay. Yeah.
People are naturally drawn to those who can articulate their knowledge clearly and confidently.
Absolutely.
It makes you stand out
And this is where it gets even more interesting.
Yeah.
When we start to think about AI.
Right.
Right. So Wells points out that while AI can automate a ton of tasks,
yeah, for sure,
it can't replicate
yep.
that genuine human connection.
Right. Yeah.
And the trust that comes with that.
That human element, for sure.
So your ability to connect with potential clients on a human level persuasively, that becomes an even bigger advantage.
It really does.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like one of the few things that AI can't just come in and take over.
And it's only going to become more important.
Yeah.
Because, that ability to connect with people, to build relationships, that's what sets you apart from the algorithms.
Okay. So what's fascinating here is that by building a strong, persuasive voice, you actually differentiate yourself.
Right.
So instead of being just another freelancer out there in the massive sea of freelancers.
Yeah, just another face in the crowd.
Exactly.
You become recognized. You become an authority.
Yeah.
And as the article suggests, that recognition directly translates into winning more lucrative contracts and being able to charge those higher rates that we are talking about.
Right. It all comes back to that.
It really does.
So think about this for everyone listening.
Okay.
How could a focused effort on really refining your communication skills, how could that impact your ability to convey your unique value?
Yeah.
Do you think that could be the key?
I think it very well could be.
Yeah, to unlocking those higher paying opportunities.
Absolutely.
That you're looking for.
100%.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit.
All right.
We're going to talk about the second crucial skill that Wells highlights in the article.
Okay.
Strategic thinking.
Strategic thinking, yeah.
And Wells makes this really insightful distinction.
Okay.
She says that while persuasive communication helps you to generate income, strategic thinking allows you to multiply it.
I like that.
I like that analogy too.
Building versus multiplying. Building versus multiplying.
Yeah.
So it's not just about, working more hours.
Yeah, right.
It's about making smarter choices with your time and your energy for long-term growth.
That's the key.
Right.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the article emphasizes that a lot of freelancers can get caught up in the day-to-day grind.
Yeah.
They are focused on just getting tasks done, checking things off the list.
Yeah.
But the people who are truly successful over the long term are the ones who are able to step back and think strategically about their business as a whole.
Yeah. So not just thinking about the immediate thing in front of them.
Right, exactly. It's about having that long-term vision.
Right.
And, a practical tip here is to set aside even just 30 minutes each week to think strategically about your business.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What's working, what's not, what opportunities are out there.
Yeah, actually put that time on the calendar.
Okay, so what does that strategic mindset actually look like in the day-to-day life of a freelancer?
Well, it's about being able to spot opportunities that other people might miss.
Okay.
It's about having that eagle eye for growth and then knowing how to use your resources in a smart way to make the most of those opportunities.
Okay, so recognizing the opportunity when you see it and then having a plan to attack.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this includes making smart choices about technology as well.
Right.
Yeah. Thinking about maybe delegating tasks or automating things.
Right.
Where it makes sense so that you can scale your business without burning yourself out.
Okay, so working smarter, not harder, by using the tools available.
Exactly.
And by not trying to do absolutely everything yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And the article has some really solid examples, which I found super helpful.
I did too.
Like being more selective.
Yeah.
About the clients and projects that you take on. Focusing on the ones that are higher value.
Right.
And that align with your long-term goals.
Yeah, so not just taking every single project that comes across your plate.
Exactly.
But really saying no to the ones that aren't going to move the needle.
Right. You got to be picky.
Yeah.
You are running a business.
Exactly.
You are not just, taking whatever comes your way.
You are the CEO.
You are the CEO. Exactly.
Of your own business.
Yeah.
So you've got to be strategic about it.
You got to be strategic about it.
Okay, so being selective about clients and projects.
Yeah.
And then there's this element of positioning yourself as a go-to expert in your specific niche.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So becoming known for something specific.
Exactly.
So that people come to you for that thing.
Exactly.
Okay. And a strategic thinker is also considering the bigger picture.
Right.
Right. They're analyzing market trends.
Yeah.
They're looking ahead to future needs.
Absolutely.
They're not just reacting.
It's about being proactive. not reactive.
I love that.
You know, you want to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
You don't want to be chasing it.
Okay, so how does a freelancer start to think about those things?
Well, you know, they can start by looking at industry publications.
Okay.
Attending webinars.
Yeah.
Networking with other people in their field.
Okay.
You know, there are a lot of ways to stay informed.
So keeping an eye on the trends and keeping an ear to the ground.
Exactly.
Right.
And then strategically, freelancers can also rethink their pricing models.
Okay. How so?
So, you know, maybe moving away from just charging by the hour.
Okay.
And exploring things like project-based fees,
okay,
retainer agreements, or even developing passive income streams that are related to their expertise.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not just about trading time for money.
Right. So multiple streams of income.
Exactly.
From a single skill set that's strategic thinking.
100%.
That's smart.
You know.
And then underpinning all of this is the ability to set clear, measurable goals. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you actually trying to achieve?
Yeah, you got to know where you are going.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are just wandering around.
Yeah, and then once you know where you are going, aligning your daily actions with that overarching vision.
Yeah, having a plan.
Yeah, it's like having a roadmap.
A roadmap, exactly.
So you don't get lost.
That's it.
Yeah, so for anyone who's listening, think about how taking a more strategic approach could open up new avenues for growth that you haven't even considered yet.
Absolutely.
You know, it's about stepping back from those immediate tasks and thinking about the bigger picture of your freelance journey.
100%.
Okay, awesome.
So let's move on to the third critical skill that Wells highlights. Consistency.
Consistency, okay.
Yeah, and this is something that I think resonates with pretty much everyone who's ever tried to build anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, consistency. It sounds so simple.
I know, right?
But it is often the hardest thing to actually maintain.
It is.
The article talks about how easy it is to get discouraged when progress is slow or when you see other people online who seem to be having more success more quickly than you.
Yeah, that comparison trap.
Yeah, and it can be so easy to fall into that trap.
It really is.
Especially when you're online and you're seeing everybody's highlight reel all the time.
Yeah. You are not seeing the behind the scenes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could be super demotivating.
It can be.
So Wells emphasizes that this lack of consistency can really undermine even the most talented people.
It's true.
Right.
It's true.
You can have all the talent in the world.
Right.
But if you're not consistently putting in the work, it's not going to matter.
It's not going to matter.
Okay, so a practical tip here, I think, is to focus on building sustainable habits.
Yes.
Rather than relying solely on motivation.
Yes. Love that.
Because motivation comes and goes.
It does. It comes and goes.
But habits.
Habits are what keep you going.
Yeah, they're the things that you do even when you don't feel like it.
Exactly.
And those small, consistent efforts, they compound over time.
They really do. It's the small things done consistently that make the biggest difference over time.
So what does true consistency look like in the context of a successful freelance career?
So the article defines it as showing up reliably.
Okay.
Driven by your long-term goals.
Yeah.
Even when that initial excitement, fades away.
Right. So that initial burst of motivation that you get when you start something new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about sticking to your plan even on the days when you don't feel particularly inspired.
Right. So it's not about waiting for inspiration to strike.
No.
It's about just doing the work.
Just doing the work.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah. And that takes a lot of self-discipline.
It does.
Especially when you are working for yourself.
Right. Yeah. You don't have a boss.
You don't have a boss looking over your shoulder.
You don't have that external structure.
Right. You are accountable to yourself.
Right.
So you have to find ways to stay motivated and stay on track.
Yeah. And it's about navigating those inevitable peaks and valleys that come with freelancing.
Absolutely.
Those times when you've got tons of work.
Feast or famine, right?
Yeah. And then those times that are a bit slower.
Exactly.
So being able to ride those waves and stay consistent through all of it.
It's about consistency through the ups and downs, and that's what builds resilience.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's about developing resilience in the face of rejection.
Yes.
Right.
Rejection is part of the game.
Yeah.
Especially as a freelancer.
Absolutely.
You are going to hear no a lot.
Yeah, and you can't let those no's get you down.
Exactly. It's about being able to bounce back.
Yeah. And to learn from those experiences.
Yes, learn from the no's.
And keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And a crucial element of consistency. In the online world, is just maintaining a regular presence.
Yeah, showing up regularly.
Online.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Makes perfect sense.
Right.
Over time, that consistent engagement,
yes,
it builds trust with your audience.
It does.
People start to recognize your name.
Yeah, they become familiar with you.
Yeah, they recognize your brand.
Right.
They start to see you as a reliable resource.
A dependable source of information.
Yeah, and that's how strong client relationships are built.
It is.
You know, trust, it doesn't happen overnight.
It takes time.
It takes time.
And consistent effort.
So by consistently putting out valuable content
Yeah.
and showing off your expertise,
Yeah.
you're slowly but surely positioning yourself as the go-to provider in your field.
Right. Becoming that recognized thought leader.
Yeah.
Just by consistently showing up.
Showing up.
And delivering value.
And doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
Yeah. So for our listener, really consider the power of sustained effort.
Yeah.
Think about where in your work or where in your goals
Yeah.
could taking more consistent action lead to really significant achievements.
What could you accomplish if you were just a little bit more consistent?
Yeah, in the long run.
Exactly.
Right. It's a powerful concept to reflect on.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on.
All right.
The article also has this section on making money online FAQs.
Right. Kind of a quick rundown of some frequently asked questions.
Yeah, which gives us some more context.
Yes, some additional insights.
Okay, so it talks about the possibility of making around $100 a day through various online freelance platforms and gigs.
Yeah, so things like managing social media accounts, using platforms like Airtasker to find different tasks to do.
Yeah, Airtasker is a good one.
Even less traditional ideas.
Yeah.
Like renting out your car.
Okay.
Or selling handmade items on Etsy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a broad overview of the different ways people are making money online.
It's a good overview of that landscape.
Yeah.
And then based on their research, it also highlights some of the top paying skills.
Right, the in-demand skills.
Yeah, that are anticipated for 2025.
Yeah, what's hot in 2025?
Yeah, so these include fields like generative AI.
Oh, yeah, generative AI is huge.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
And they're predicting that it could see some pretty substantial income growth.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Alongside some of those more established areas that are always in demand.
Yeah.
Like software development, social media management, marketing, data science, copywriting, UX, UI design.
Those are the classics.
Those are the ones that you always see.
They're always going to be in demand.
Yeah. And I think the key takeaway from this section
Yeah.
is that while these technical skills are obviously valuable.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can command high rates.
Yeah.
The three core non-technical skills that we've been talking about.
Right.
Persuasive communication, strategic thinking, and consistency.
Those are the foundations.
Yeah, those are the things that underpin success.
Exactly.
In any of these areas.
Yeah, they are the fuel that allows those technical skills to really take off.
Yeah, you can have the technical skills, but if you don't have these other skills, it's not going to matter as much.
They work together.
Yeah.
They're synergistic.
Okay, so to wrap up.
Yeah.
The three often overlooked, but incredibly powerful high-income skills.
Okay.
For freelancers in 2025 are...
Right. Let's see them.
Persuasive communication.
Number one.
The art of getting your clients to say yes.
Love it.
Strategic thinking.
Number two.
Which is about working smarter.
Working smarter, not harder.
For exponential growth.
Yes.
And consistency.
Number three.
Showing up persistently to build that lasting trust and recognition.
Those are the three keys.
Yeah, so mastering these non-technical skills, it can seriously change the game.
It really can.
For your entire freelance career.
You can transform your business.
Yeah, you'll be able to negotiate better rates.
Right.
Adopt more effective work strategy.
Yeah.
And develop that long-term resilience that's necessary.
Yeah, you got to be able to weather the storms.
You do. Ups and downs.
Yeah.
To not just survive.
Yeah.
But to truly thrive.
Right.
In the ever-changing world of freelancing.
The freelance world is always changing.
It is. It's a wild ride.
It is.
Okay, so a final thought for you.
Okay.
Looking inward.
Yeah.
Which of these three skills, persuasive communication, strategic thinking, or consistency, feels like the area where even a small, focused effort could create the biggest positive shift in your work
Right.
Or in your future aspirations.
A small change can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What were the key takeaways for you during our deep dive today?
What stood out to you?
Yeah, what were those aha moments?
Yeah.
We hope this has given you some valuable insights.
Some food for thought.
To consider as you navigate your own path.
On your freelance journey.
In the freelance world.
Exactly.
Yeah. Until next time.
All right. See you then.